Yo, what's good with the YouTube, man? This is your boy Rojo, and this is the Rojo Room, man. And today, we got on the agenda, we did something about the upstaters from Vallejo. And what we're going to do today, man, we're going to talk about a Richmond and San Francisco case, man, with the upstate Surenos, man. And this is an indictment. It's pretty crazy, man. So check it out, man. Everybody knows Richmond, Surenos in Richmond, man. But they're working together with their homies in Frisco, man. So check it out. Federal grand jury indicted Jonathan Escobar, aka Wicked, and Jose Aguilar, aka Slim, charging both defendants with firearms violations in connection with crimes including murder and attempted murder committed to enhance the defendant's position in the Sureno criminal street gang, announced acting United States Attorney Stephanie M. Hines and Homeland Security Investigation San Francisco Special Agent in Charge, Tatum King. Street gangs resort to violence to assert control over peaceful neighborhoods, expecting to create safe havens for drug trafficking, robberies, and other violent crimes, said acting U.S. Attorney Hines. In this case, the indictment describes how firearms are deliberately used to achieve these goals through murder and attempted murder. This office will continue to partner with local and federal law enforcement agencies to wrestle control of our streets from these gangs who threaten our residents. Our communities have the right to be safe and not succumb to senseless violence. I am proud of the dedicated agents who have duly executed their duties in our collective pursuit of law, order, and justice, says Special Agent Charge King, who oversees HSI operations in Northern California. Gang violence will not be tolerated, and law enforcement's collaborative efforts are key to disrupting the lawless activities that threaten public safety. The indictment, which was filed April 15th of 2021 and unsealed this morning, alleges that Escobar of Richmond and Aguilar of San Francisco were members of a racketeering enterprise referred to in the indictment as the 19th Street, 16th Street Surenos. The street gang was a combination of two gangs, one that claimed territory bounded by 19th Street to the south, 16th Street to the north, Folsom Street to the east, and Dolores Street to the west, and the other that generally operated around 16th Street in the Mission District of San Francisco. The enterprise also operated in Dolores Park and Franklin Square, also known as Bryant Park. The indictment describes how the gang sought to maintain control of drug distribution in the areas that it sought to claim, and how gang members engaged in numerous illegal acts to meet its aims, including narcotic sales, robberies, and other violent crimes, including murder. According to count one of the two-count indictment on August 11th, 2018 in San Francisco, Escobar and Aguilar used a firearm during the commission of a murder in aid of racketeering and committed the murder for the purpose of maintaining and increasing their position in the criminal enterprise. The indictment also alleges that the murder was premeditated, deliberate, and willful, and therefore murder in the first degree under California law. In addition to the murder allegations, the indictment alleges in count two that Escobar and Aguilar used a firearm during the commission of attempted murder in aid of racketeering. In this count of the indictment, the document alleges that the defendants willfully and with deliberation and premeditation attempted to murder 5 additional victims, again for the purpose of maintaining and increasing position in the 19th Street/16th Street Surenos. Both defendants are charged with use or carrying of a firearm resulting in death during and in relation to a crime of violence, murder in aid of racketeering, and use or carrying of a firearm during and in relation to a crime of violence, attempted murder in aid of racketeering. If convicted on the murder count, both defendants are eligible for the death penalty. If convicted of the attempted murder count, both defendants can be sentenced to a maximum prison term of life and a minimum term of not less than 10 years. In addition to a prison term, the court may also order a term of supervised release, restitution, and fines. However, any sentence following conviction would be imposed by the court only after consideration of the U.S. sentencing guidelines and the federal statute governing the imposition of a sentence. The defendants were arrested on April 20 of 2021 and made their initial federal court appearance this morning before U.S. Magistrate Judge Jacqueline S. Corley. Magistrate Corley ordered the defendants to remain in custody pending trial. The next federal court appearance for the defendants is May 12th before United States Magistrate Judge Thomas Hickson. The case is being prosecuted by the Organized Crime Strike Task Force of the United States Attorney's Office for the Northern District of California. The prosecution is the result of an investigation by Homeland Security Investigations with assistance from the San Francisco Police Department's Gang Task Force and Homicide. Well, this isn't so much about Richmond. I guess one of them just happened to live in Richmond, man. But hey, Upstate Surenos, man, they got a little stranglehold, right around the Mission District as well. So it's very interesting. Man, it's a trip out. Considering, death penalty is an option in that case. That was a little less than a year ago. So, maybe I could look it up further and see what was the result of that. It's probably been, prolonged and whatever, especially if they definitely got them on the murder for sure. They're just going to waive time. If their attorneys half-assed decent, they try to negotiate some kind of plea agreement. That's a lot of charges, 5 attempted murders. Man, them dudes ain't coming home. You know what I mean? But hey, man, gang life ain't no joke, man. They got at least a murder and 5 attempted murders. And what I've tried to reiterate all the time in my videos is that once you become a gang member, man, things will change, man. If you got an attempted murder, you're looking at quite a significant, prison term, nothing less than 10 years, if it's on the federal level. But add racketeering to that, add criminal street gang participation, add for the benefit of under the RICO indictment, add any of that shit, man, it'll change your shit 20 years to 40 something, just because you're in that lifestyle. They say that you did it to better solidify yourself within any type of organization, street or prison. So it's just something to think about, man. When youngsters, there's not a lot of youngsters that listen to my channel, man. But when these youngsters, they're coming up in the hood and stuff, and you'll get in trouble if you're caught, man. I'm gonna have to go to prison. Bro, you have no idea about how they stack charges. For example, you get an attempted murder, right? They're gonna hit you with attempted murder, personal use of a firearm. And now they got this one I've seen recently they've been doing is assault with a semi-automatic firearm. Like, what does it matter? Just trying to put all kinds of cases out there so when they petition the Supreme Court to get rid of guns, they could be like, well, look at all these semi-automatic firearms, because they want you to use muskets. That's what they think your Second Amendment should consist of. They're going to get shooting into inhabited dwelling, shooting from a vehicle, ex-felon in possession of a firearm, ex-felon in possession of ammunition. Man, all of them charges, man, carry a significant amount of time. And it's like, if you shoot at somebody and hit them in the leg, you should get an attempted murder. I get it. Maybe you should get an ex-felon in possession of a firearm if that applies to you. But man, to keep stacking and stacking and stacking, the biggest crime should be the one, if it's the same crime, this should be the one you have to fight. They don't need to throw all that other stuff on you to give you extra stuff to fight. And all that is done for is an intimidation tactic and a scare tactic, which will try to make you talk, maybe tell, or maybe take a plea deal, because nobody wants to go to trial because it's an expensive process. And they punish you by going to trial because, if you're looking, say your term is 16, 2, and 3, right? Say you get ex-felon in possession of a firearm that carries 16 months, 2 years, and 0 3 years. Well, the most you could get is 3, according to that. If you don't got no prison priors, they're not charging it as a strike, whatever. So the most you get is 3. Well, if you take it to trial and lose, you automatically get the 3, when normally they would give you the lower, the mid. So they punish you. The justice system, especially in California, which is the most I'm familiar with, will punish you for attempting to defend yourself. So if you lose, you're getting the max. And that's not really right, man, because it scares people into taking, you know, horrible deals. It scares people into providing information. It's an intimidation tactic that works. You know, if I go to trial, like if you offer me 5 years and I'm like, oh no, that ain't cool. I go to trial, now you want to give me 15. Man, that ain't right, bro. That ain't right. I thought the deal was 5. Be like, I don't accept that deal. Let's take it to trial over the 5. And it's just that you're making them waste their money. You're challenging them. You're not submitting to them. And that's what it boils down to. People are scared to go to trial. If everybody went to trial, people would get kicked out for rights violations because they wouldn't have time to have you in court in the legal allotted amount of time. But man, nobody wants to go to trial because you already know if you lose, you're getting the worst possible outcome that they could possibly give you. Plus, if you try to go to a lawyer with a public defender instead of a real lawyer, man, it's not looking good, man. A lot of public defenders are good, but there's a lot that the reason they don't have a private practice is because they're not good enough. You know what I mean? Like, why would you go to law school for all them years and then be happy just on basically a county salary? Catch my drift? I don't know. I don't want to go, to something, train for a heck of years, then take the lowest paying position that there is. That's just me. I don't know. But anyway, little another story about the Upstate Surenos handling their business out there. Whatever gang you're from, man, you don't always got to end with the banger, man. It's gonna ruin somebody's life. Somebody's family's gonna be sad. You're gonna go to prison, and then one day your gang's gonna turn on you. Something to think about. It's your boy Rojo. This is the Rojo Room, and I'm out.